tonight's show very much. One of the things we always like to do in the beginning is recap a little bit of what we did last week, and we're fortunate we had Dennis Forte, and he's an area premier hitting coach and did a great job with us. One of the things that we wanted to cover last week and didn't get a chance to was what has to do really with the kids coaching, the kids playing or with their mom and their dad on a field and swinging the bat, and again having the hitting. And that is where dad or mom pitches the ball, say from the pitching mound, and their daughter hits the ball, and they catch it over at the third base side, and they throw it from third base, underhand, overhand. The kid hits it any which way, maybe chops it, reaching out, and then maybe it's over on first base, and dad goes over to first base, picks it up, throws it overhand, next time underhand. And what you actually do for your daughter is you confuse her. If you remember, we talked so important about muscle memory and having a smooth swing time after time after time, and why that batting tee was so important. When you do that on the field, it's convenient. Maybe for dad, you got one or two balls. My suggestion is it destroys that muscle memory. It destroys your daughter's eye for seeing the pitch. It's all bad stuff. Invest in a bucket of balls, even if they're softy balls and you're pitching them, and then it's good exercise after you throw a dozen balls or more, and everybody goes and gets them and start all over. So that was one of the things we want to talk about. The next thing, once again, we want to remind everyone that we're winding down with the Toms River Girls Softball League. They will be starting to put teams together in the next 2 to 3, 4 weeks. The schedule starts in June, but we would like to remind everyone that registration is still available at tomsrivergirlssoftball.org. You can also email trgsl01@gmail.com. And you can also, you can register online. All the forms that you need are online. We encourage everybody to go there. A lot of kids wait till the very end now to register, and there's always a big rush. So as soon as you can get going and register, it makes it a little easier for the league people and the coaches to put the teams together. The next meeting is next Thursday for the Toms River Girls Softball League at 7 p.m. Intermediate School East in the cafeteria. Encourage everyone to go, all the parents. I know that they're going to have lots of conversation about the upcoming season, and you can also register that night, and you can meet some of the people. So again, the Toms River Girls Softball League, tomsrivergirlssoftball.org, or go to the meeting next Thursday, Intermediate School East. Couple of quick things, the coaches' tips. And everybody knows by now, if you've seen the show a couple times before, our sponsor is Mia's Restaurant in the Kislands Shopping Center, but I'm going to rename it now Mia's Shopping Center. So when you have to go to Kislands, you'll think of Mia's, where the food is extraordinary, and we're obviously going to talk about that throughout the night. But a couple of quick things, coaches' tips. I always like to throw a couple of coaches' tips out there, and parents' tips and the players' tips. So here's tonight's coaches' tip. Since we're talking about throwing, fast pitch, we want the coaches, because we kind of stress this on every show so far, we want the coaches to warm up slow after a proper stretch. It's most important for throwers, whether they're pitchers, shortstops, all the players actually. Slow that player down, coach, who always comes out 2 minutes after putting her mitt on the field and she's throwing at top speed, and it doesn't matter whether she's close or far away. She will have problems with her shoulder, her arm, at some point in her career. It's great. You look at that kid and you say, wow, what a strong arm. And she's slinging its sidearm. And she's throwing real hard because that's real easy for her, and she's a strong kid. It's the worst thing you can do for her long term. So slow that speedster down and have her warm up properly. Our players tip, and I love to do this, and I've done this my whole coaching career with the kids, and I would always ask them, what is the most important part of the game? Hitting? Is it the bat? What's the most important part of the game? In my opinion, what I always taught the kids is the most important part of the game was the ball. Nothing else mattered. You needed to always know where the ball is. Think about it. if you're a batter, you need to know where that ball is, where that ball is coming from. You're staying focused on that ball from the time it's in the pitcher's hand. You're a base runner at first base. You need to know where that ball is. You need to know where the pitcher has it when she releases it, if the ball gets hit. If you're the first baseman, you need to know whether you're going to first base. If you're an outfielder, you need to know if that ball is heading for shortstop and you're a left fielder, you need to know that you need to back her up. Or the second baseman, the right fielder, has to back her up. It doesn't matter where you are on the field, including sitting in the dugout. Know where that ball is at all times. The player should, the coach should. Know where that ball is. It's the most important part of the game. Incidentally, if you think about it, in any game with a ball, it is the most important part of that game as well, whether it's soccer, baseball, or basketball. Always know where the ball is. Otherwise, it's by you. And our parents' tip, and I'm hoping all the coaches appreciate this one. Our parents' tip. Please don't approach the coach before, during, or after a game, or before, during practice about your child's playing time or any issues or problems that you may have. The coach is preparing for the game or practice. They're trying to coach the game or practice. And typically after a game, the coach is either celebrating with the team or mourning with the team. They're not good times to talk to the coach. Give the coach a heads up before practice and say, Coach, after practice, if you have a few minutes, I'd like to talk to you. The coach is going to be most appreciative, most receptive, and you're likely to have a good conversation. So again, never ever before, during, or after a game, never before, during practice. The coach is busy, and his mind or her mind is on the kids. So there are our tips for today. We're going to go to a break, but before we do, quick break about Mia's. Let me just tell you again that I go to Mia's, and I know I've said it once, I say it 1,000 times. The food there is phenomenal, and I always start with the calamari. And he makes two types. He makes a standard type with a red sauce, and he makes an Asian type, which I've had and is okay. But taste-wise for me, that's not my favorite. I like the red sauce. I already told you he makes phenomenal filet mignon. But obviously that's not all. I mean, I've had fish there. I've had tilapia there, and we've had some chicken, and we've had veal, and I've had lamb chops. They do a great job with everything, and I keep telling you I'm going to tell you about the desserts, but if the truth be told, I've been trying to be a good boy lately, and I've been skipping dessert, or I just have a bite or two of everybody else's. But so there's my little story on Mia's, and we'll just take a quick break, Rick. And we hope everybody stays tuned. Stay tuned. We're going to come back with Steve Lang. We're going to talk fast pitch pitching, and this, I promise, will be one of the most informative shows you've ever attended.